We often let other people take the center stage in our lives, but it's time to put yourself first and become the main character in your own story. It's time to prioritize yourself and your self-concept. Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Lorena, I'm a somatic self-concept and identity coach, and I help you to bridge the gap between who you currently are or perceive yourself as and who you desire to be or become. Let's talk about why we so often make other people the main characters in our own story. So many people let others in their lives take the center stage, or even people they don't even know. And something that I see a lot is that people want to change their self-concept, but it's not really for themselves, but it's because of other people or how other people see them, or how they want other people to see them, or maybe what they want from other people or other people want from them, or because they want some sense of validation that they can't fully get from themselves or that they don't really know how to get on their own. And not only is making other people the main character in your life not a great idea because it means you're giving your power away, it also means that now you are the side character in your own life, in your own story. And on top of that, it actually blocks you from becoming the version of you that you want to be, that you have the potential to be. And it blocks you from experiencing the future that you want to create. The thing is that other people are truly your mirror. They show you how you really feel about yourself. They are the side characters that show you what the main character is made of. You as the main character here. And they reflect your self-concept or your identity back to you. So you may have an idea of what you believe about yourself, but how other people treat you and how you interpret their treatment of you, that really tells you how you truly feel about yourself and what you truly think about yourself. And when I say how other people treat you, what I'm not saying is that other people treating you badly or, God forbid, even abusing you. I'm not saying that that means you deserve it or you're asking for it. No. It's not about blame or fault, but you may want to look at, is there maybe a part of myself that I'm abusing, that I'm not treating well, that I'm punishing? Because no one can reject you unless you reject that part in yourself too. How people choose to act doesn't always have something to do with you, but your interpretation of that, your receptivity to that, that really shows you how you feel about yourself. And so your self-concept determines how other people treat you. And I actually have a free masterclass replay of a self-worth embodiment masterclass, which is really fitting for this topic. So I've linked that below so you can check it out. But because other people mirror you in this way, I've had people in my life change in the most miraculous ways, in ways that I didn't expect them to be able to sometimes. I've had people come back to apologize to me for something they did 3 years ago. I've had the experience of somebody who once rejected me coming back overnight. I've had the experience of someone so stubborn about their ways, making the effort to heal and to transform and to change when I least expected it. But the important thing here is that nobody changed simply because I wanted them to. I didn't make anybody change. I couldn't force anybody to change. No one changed because I made them more important than me. No one changed because they were the main character in my story. No one changed because I pedestaled them. They only ever changed because of who I had become. And me becoming a new version of myself required me to prioritize myself and to make myself the most important person in my life, to make myself the main character. Most of the time when we make other people more important than ourselves in our lives, it's completely unconscious. Rarely ever do we choose, I want this person to be more important than me. That's not it. It happens unconsciously because of some insecurities or fears. And probably if you're watching this, you're not wanting to make other people more important than you because you're not going to be interested in transforming your self-concept if you care more about other people than yourself. The word self-concept has the word self in it, right? You're recreating yourself, not others. But there can still be a lot of pedestaling and making others the center stage going on. And how you can see this is by the way you treat your desires because of other people in subtle ways. For example, you might dismiss or minimize the very things you want out of fear of judgment. What will other people think if you claim this for yourself, or if you even get it? Or what will other people think if you fail? You try and you fail, right? Or maybe other people will reject you when you go for what you want. So maybe you hold yourself back from taking action towards something that you want, or from claiming your vision, your desires really boldly because of what other people might say or think, or because of what if they leave you or reject you. And I was just speaking about this with a client of mine in Recreate Yourself, where she had the realization that she minimized some of her desires out of this fear of judgment, or the consequences that it may have, the impact it may have on her current relationships. Because there's a reason we stay who we are and how we are, because it keeps us exactly where we are, and there is some level of comfort in that, even if we want it to change. There can even be a fear of success. There can be a sense of guilt or shame for even wanting what you want. And then that leads to you not claiming your desires or not dreaming big enough. And you can notice whether that's the case, even from the way you speak about your desires. So I want you to practice this. Maybe pick somebody in your life and tell them about your desires, and notice how you speak about your desires. If there's a sense of uncertainty, if there's a sense of shame, a sense of, oh, maybe I shouldn't want this, or who am I to claim this? And I see this in people all the time when I ask them about their desires and their vision. And I do that a lot. I even do that in my Instagram DMs. I do that on my application form and Recreate Yourself, because it's really important for you to kind of get into that energy of, okay, what is it that I want, and how does it feel for me to even say it out loud or to write about it? And a lot of people are really excited and get really lit up by talking about it and can't wait to make it happen, especially if it's, towards me, because I obviously support your desires and believe in your desires. So then they get really empowered and they're ready to take action, and we can really dive all in and work on all the subtleties in their identity, in their self-concept, and in their subconscious. But some people notice that they feel shame or guilt, and they will maybe say their desires out loud, or they won't even say it at all. But if they do, they might contract, or they might talk really quietly or really cautiously. They hold themselves in a way where you can tell they're not really confident about it. They don't really believe it's possible, or maybe they feel some shame or a sense of they shouldn't want it. Don't be afraid to want what you want and to be who you are. Don't be afraid to take up space. Don't be afraid to be the most important person in your life, in your reality. You should be, because it's your life. And when it comes to your desires, be unapologetic, because you cannot lose if you're being authentic. Yeah, sometimes people might leave. Yeah, sometimes people might react in weird ways, but that's their business. Those are their projections. That has nothing to do with you. Being unapologetic and taking up this space also means embracing every part of you, even the parts you don't like, even your shadows, even the parts that you would rather hide. And those are really the parts that ultimately are what's blocking you from progressing anyway. Because there's this discomfort that we're wanting to avoid, right? You want to avoid it because it doesn't feel good. And then you maybe push it down, or you let the projections from other people affect you. Or you stop standing up for yourself and you stop taking a stance on what you want for what you want. Stay true to who you are and what you want. And change your self-concept for you and not for others. I promise you it has a ripple effect anyway. When you transform your self-concept, it will change how other people show up too. But not if that's what you prioritize. It all happens through you focusing on you. Let me know if you struggle with putting others first, or prioritizing others, or pedestaling others, or whether you always put yourself first. Let me know in the comments. And next week, we're going to talk about why you don't actually need to analyze the root of a pattern or your trauma in order to heal it, in order to transform it, in order to break it, which will be a really important message. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you next week.